The movie opens with an introductory text telling us about how human hubris led to the downfall of humanity after the spread of the virus made by a scientist that gave way to the rise of the apes. In the next scene, Caesar's funeral is being shown, with his whole ape clan mourning the death of their brave leader. They all demonstrate their last respect for their fallen leader. Many generations later, 3 young apes, Noah, Suna, and Anaya, explore the jungle as they go out looking for eagle eggs for a bonding ritual, as eagles are significant in their clan because they help them with tasks like catching fish. They are able to spot an eagle's nest. Unfortunately, it is just 3 eggs left in the nest, and their law demands them to always keep an egg for the mother eagle. Noah decides to sacrifice as his friends are older than him. After Suna and Anaya get their eggs, Noah spots another eagle and begins climbing to the highest nest in search of an egg. His friends tried to stop him, but Noah was determined. He reaches out for the egg, but just as he manages to grab one, the mother eagle swipes at him hard, which causes him to fall. His friends go after him, but Noah is lucky enough to survive as he holds on to an old swinging building before he could fall to his death. As the 3 start making their way down, they notice something is strange, and Noah confirms this when he sees that his blanket is missing from his horse. Just then they notice some movement in the bushes. The apes chase after the creature, but then stop when they notice it abandoned the blanket and ran through a dark tunnel which they call the valley. The apes suspect that it could be a human outsider, known to the apes as echoes. They hurriedly take their blanket and head for the village. The 3 apes return to their village. They tell the little apes about their escapades as Noah goes over to meet up with his mother Dar. She's happy to see him and tells Noah that his father will be so proud of him and that he needs to see him right away. Noah's father Koro is the chief of their clan, so Noah goes to speak to Koro about the upcoming ritual for the next day. Koro commends him for doing well, but then catches the human scent coming from his blanket. Koro questions Noah and then strictly warns him never to go to the valley beyond. He holds a meeting with his elders and they decide to discard the blanket. A disappointed Noah is sad that he couldn't make his father proud. Later that night, while Noah was going on his normal business, he overhears a noise and decides to discover the mystery. Just then he finds the same human woman from earlier. She hits him hard in his chest and then runs away before Noah can get to her. Just then Noah realizes that she broke the egg for the ritual which he was keeping in his sack. He is worried because the bonding begins by sunrise. Although Suna and Anaya are willing to postpone their rituals and wait another season alongside Noah's, he refuses to let them do that and decides to go out to find a replacement egg. On his way to look for the egg, he notices that something isn't right, so he tries to discover what the problem is. Just then Noah finds deceased apes, alongside an ape from his clan. In his dying breath he comes to warn Noah after having being in his back. Noah is terrified and then quickly hides as a group of masked apes arrives. They scouted the area and then figured it could be echoes who did that damage. Just then they find Noah's horse, so they smack it so it can run back and lead them to the village. Noah is scared and runs after them on foot. Unfortunately, when Noah returns, the whole village is on fire, and the masked apes are capturing the members of Noah's clan while beating them up. They kept on shouting for Caesar, as they torched the whole village. Dar, Suna, and Anaya are captured. Dar tells Noah to go save his father Koro before they can get to him. Noah rushes out to go save Koro. Koro instructs him to release all the eagles, but then he is found by the general named of the masked apes, who is a gorilla by the name Silva. Koro's eagle flies away, and Noah tries to defend his father from the almighty Silva. But Silva is too powerful for him. Koro fights back, but Silva overpowers them both. He sends Noah falling from the tower just before he kills Koro. The next morning, when Noah regains consciousness, he finds himself alone amidst the ruin of his home. The masked apes had captured his clan and burnt down his village. He sits in tears as he sees the dead body of his father Koro. Noah gives him a proper burial and then vows that he will find the perpetrators and make them pay for what they did. He then sets forth to try and find his captured clan. He travels through the valley beyond. After deciding to take a rest, Koro's eagle reappears and wakes him up from his sleep, but when Noah attempts to call it so they can bond, the eagle claws his arm and then flies away. He continues his journey, but Noah ends up falling through a glass ceiling and into a trap. He cuts himself down but then is met by an orangutan who dwells there. He threatens to kill Noah as he initially believes Noah is with the masked apes, but Noah explains how the masked apes killed his father and burnt down his village. The ape helps him up as he introduces himself as Raka. He tells Noah that he is burning the last ape of his clan and how the masked apes also caused him suffering. Noah tells Raka that the masked apes talked about a man named Caesar, so Raka explains that he is a follower of the real Caesar's beliefs. Caesar had brought all the apes together back then. He taught them what it meant to be apes and gave them laws to follow. He had belonged to a group called the Order of Caesar that he is now the only member of. The masked apes follow a tyrannical ape calling himself Proximus Caesar, who has taken the ways of Caesar and rotted them to his benefit. Just as they continue their journey, Raka tells Noah about a refugee spot. This was when humans and apes coexisted alongside one another unlike now, and it is a belief Caesar held close. He cared for them and ordered his followers to do the same. Just as they are talking about Caesar's beliefs, they come across the girl again. This time she steals and then runs away. Noah chases her away as Raka tries to call her back. Raka then decides to join Noah in his mission to locate his clan. On their way, Noah notices that his father's bird is still following him, so he tells Raka about his clan and how they trained eagles. Just as they decide to camp, they run into the young woman again. Noah tries to shoo her away, but Raka stops him and then gives her food. He convinces Noah to give her his mother's blanket for warmth, even though Noah does not trust her. They notice that she is really hungry and this is the reason she has been following Noah. Raka names her Nova after the human girl that Caesar befriended during his time. Later at night, while wandering about, Noah stumbles upon an observatory and looks up at the stars through a telescope. He is amazed by this discovery. The woman then looks through the telescope and reacts with similar astonishment just as Noah. The following day, he narrates his ordeal to Raka. He laughs it off, and then proceeds to ask the woman to join Noah and Raka on their journey. Just then, they come upon a herd of zebra drinking from a lake. Suddenly, a group of humans appear and also drink from the water. Noah's top priority is to find his clan, so he tells Raka to take care of Nova as he has to find his people. As he proceeds to leave, Proximus's apes arrive. They surround the humans and then round them up for sport. They captured anyone they came across as they went after Nova. The woman hides in the grass while Raka tries to protect her. Meanwhile, Silva and his apes continue hunting for her. Noah returns to save Nova. He rides his horse to try and find both of them. Seeing that Noah is her only point of escape, she yells out Noah's name and is rescued by him. With Raka's support, they escape the evil apes and make it to the shore. For the first time the woman speaks and says her name is May, and she tells Noah that she knows where the apes are taking his clan. The reason she kept quiet all this while was because of her safety. She also hopes to find other humans like her. Raka and Noah are marveled. Going on with their travels, the three come across a bridge. Just as they begin to cross, Silva and his apes corner them. During a struggle, May falls into the river after another ape tries to grab her, but instead, the ape gets swept away. May gets caught in a net as Raka makes an effort to free her. He pulls her out but gets pulled down. When he tries to reach for safety, Silva approaches the net with a knife, cuts the net, and sends Raka flush down the river. Silva has Noah and May captured. Noah and May are taken to Proximus's territory, which is right next to an enormous vault that he has been trying to open for some time. They separate Maya from Noah. He is taken to the labor house where he reunites with Anaya. Meanwhile, Maya meets up with Trevathan, a fellow human who is willingly subservient to Proximus since he has accepted that humanity's reign over Earth is long gone. He tells Maya to forget about the past because the apes control the present. Meanwhile, Anaya takes Noah to meet his mother and other serving members of the clan, and in an emotional moment, they reunite. Proximus on the other hand addresses his apes. They proceed to break the vault again, but still, it results in failure. Maya is afraid that if Proximus opens the vault, he will have a variety of weapons and technology to explore. Noah and Maya are then taken to meet Proximus. He explains that he plans to evolve just like the humans before and conquer once he understands the secrets of the vault. He shows Noah his empire and he also thinks Noah may be valuable in his ambitions. He also warns him humans cannot be trusted. Outside, he speaks to Dar, who has come to accept her village is gone and she has to live with the present. Noah also seems to have given up hope until he sees the necklace that Raka had given him before he died, reminding him of the right ways of Caesar and convincing himself that Proximus's law is erroneous. He bonds with his father's bird as he is now ready to do what is right. Later that night, Noah goes to find May and confronts her over what it is she wants. She tells him about how Proximus wiped out all her people and she is looking for something she says is like a book to help humans speak again. They team up with Suna and Anaya to destroy what is in the vault by getting it wet so that it may be impractical for Proximus. In the process, they come across Trevathan who sees them and tells them their attempts will be futile. He tells May that she has an opportunity but instead, she still hopes for civilization. May tries to convince him to join them, but Trevathan has given up on humanity and is going to report to Proximus, so May chokes him to death and has the apes throw his body in the water. They continue with their plan as they plant explosives around the dam and find their way through a hidden entry that May knows about. Just as they are exploring inside, the apes find a book showing pictures of apes locked up in cages in zoos, while May on the other hand, finds her book, which is a deciphering key inside the vault's machinery. They begin to make their way out of the vault until they are met by Proximus and his apes. One of his lieutenants, Proximus, is disappointed and then orders one of his lieutenants, Lightning, to hold Suna at knife point. Proximus demands that May admit what her plan is. May takes out a gun she found in the vault and shoots Lightning in the chest, killing him. When Proximus sees this, he is amazed and then asks if there are more guns. May says he cannot have what is inside and proceeds to blow the dam, flooding the whole place. Proximus's apes are killed while the Eagle clan starts climbing their way up. Noah is chased by Silva, but he manages to squeeze his way through a gap that Silva is too big for, leaving the barbaric gorilla to drown. The apes make their way up to the top, but unfortunately, Proximus finds them and begins to attack Noah for destroying his plans. He brutally beats him and wants to make him bow before killing him, but Noah begins to chant his father's songs to summon the eagles, leading the rest of the clan to join him as the eagles begin to attack Proximus, clawing and pecking at him. Dar's eagle deal then gives the final blow as the eagles pull Proximus over the ridge and send him descending to his watery grave. Noah, on the other hand, guides his clan back to their home, where they begin to rebuild. May finds them. She has come to bid Noah farewell. He tells her Proximus was right about one thing: humans will never give up until they claim everything to serve themselves. May admits that everything once belonged to humans and she is trying to get humans back to reclaim their planet, but Noah questions where that will leave the apes. May arrives at a human base and is met by a woman named Karina. She gives her the deciphering key, which Karina brings to her team, and they use it to activate a network of satellites so that they may contact other human survivors. Meanwhile, Noah takes Suna to the observatory so she can look through the telescope up at the stars with him. The end. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe.